Alright, I'm gonna give this a try. Hi, I'm Little Uni Dross, or Uni. I decided to give this story time thing a try, or just talk about something random, and hope you find it interesting. So, hobbies. I, as a person with quite a lot of free time at the moment, have a few hobbies. Nothing creepy though. The world of hobbies is quite an interesting community to begin with. And sometimes when people see you can do something, they like to hire you to do it. One of my hobbies is obvious. I like to draw and doodle. People don't normally see this side of me as I keep it more private than the other things I do. But I can also crochet and knit. I learned how to knit first, being labeled as a granny by my friends. Then I learned how to crochet. I've made some pretty interesting things with crochet, one of them being this really nice teal summer shawl. And I've also crocheted a large orange blanket with a blue rim for a family member of mine. These are two of quite a few projects I've done in the past that I'm actually proud of and took a long while to make. I've been hired to make things for people, specifically baby blankets. And ironically, I made a baby blanket for my driving instructor. He had a daughter, and his new grandchild was having a baby shower, if that makes sense. Anyways, it was tractor themed. I've also painted in the past, mostly making portraits of my cat Bella, because I love her a lot. I actually have it hanging up next to my bed too. It's pretty nice. And it's not weird, I swear. Another hobby I've been getting into is reading. And I know some people will say that it's not a hobby, it's a lifestyle. And if my one friend ever sees this, she definitely uses reading as a lifestyle. But it's a hobby to me. In elementary school, I used to read a lot. But something happened in my middle school years, and I just began to pick up reading books again. Reading people's stories doesn't usually have an effect on my emotions or anything. I don't cry often. But one book that completely wrecked me for like 3 weeks was If He Had Been With Me. Props to the author for such a piece of literature. Other than that, I'm pretty neutral when I read books. One last hobby I like to mention is camping. Camping is amazing to people who love the outdoors, aka me. I camp with a bunch of friends and stuff all the time, so I have crazy stories about that. For example, this one time, some of my friends were making shake and bake pancakes, something we've banned from campouts, and they forgot the cooking oil for it. Now, what's wrong with this scene is that the travel size fire extinguisher spray looks exactly like cooking oil, with the colors swapped around, and somebody had covered the label up with tape. Long story short, someone could have gone to the hospital of the 80s. It was a good thing that someone caught this small mistake. There are other hobbies that I've done in the past, like wood carving, and there are some current hobbies that I have that get busier during the summer, like camping. I'm also thinking about writing a book. I know the plot and everything about it already, and I know one of my friends would greatly enjoy it, reading it if I ever finish it. But who knows? Maybe these will be a different video. Anyway, do you have any cool hobbies? Also, I hope you enjoyed this little video, and have a nice day.